Welcome to this episode of SAI TV. Today we'll be highlighting Science Club for Girls, which is a nonprofit organization committed to racial and gender equality in STEM. So thank you, Bonnie and Kaelyn, for joining me today.
Great to be here.
Great. So I would love to just get started by hearing a brief introduction from both of you and your role at Science Club for Girls.
Well, I'm Bonnie Bertolaet. I'm the Executive Director of Science Club for Girls, and I've been in a leadership role at the organization for the last 5 years.
My name is Kaelyn Brown. I'm currently the Curriculum and Evaluation Manager at Science Club for Girls, and I joined this role about 2 months ago, but I've been with Science Club for Girls since I was in first grade, so over 17 years now.
Thank you, guys. So I'm definitely very excited to hear more about the mission for the Science Club for Girls has, and Kaelyn's journey as well throughout her entire time being in this organization. So Bonnie, if you could please tell me a little bit more about the mission for Science Club for Girls and how did this organization come about?
Great, I'd be happy to. At Science Club for Girls, our mission is to inspire confidence, excitement, and literacy in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, for girls and gender-expansive youth, particularly from underrepresented communities. And we do this by providing free, hands-on, experiential, participatory programs and by maximizing meaningful relationships with women STEM mentors. At Science Club, we provide a continuum of programming from kindergarten through to 12th grade that focuses not only on STEM education, but really focuses on the whole child in the context of social, emotional learning and mentorship. And relationships are at the core of our organization. And, as a result, for the last 28 years, the focus of our organization has been addressing systemic inequities around gender, race, and socioeconomic factors in STEM. Mm-hmm. So we prioritize serving girls and gender-expansive youth who are the most underrepresented in STEM by race, by family income, and are first in their family to go to college.
It's definitely a very meaningful mission. And I think just hearing or seeing the impact that you guys have on young children and how that impacts the future of their career is so wonderful to see. And Kaelyn is the perfect example of that since you joined when you were younger. And I just want to hear more about your journey and what that has been for you.
Well, I joined Science Club for Girls when I was about 6 years old, and in first grade, we just moved to Boston and had heard about the program, and my mom put my sister, myself, and my cousin in it. And it was actually amazing. As someone who, hadn't really thought about science very deeply in elementary school, I think it was really awesome, not only to have that community every Saturday that I knew was going to be there, but also do these really, really cool, engaging, hands-on experiments. So, we got to dissect a cow's heart. We got to build maps of our own bodies and track our own digestive tract, which was really cool and was really different from kind of the more lecture-based things we were doing in school. So I really loved kind of, getting able to make my own hypotheses, recording those in my journal and really doing the experiment myself. And I thought that kind of gave me the opportunity to feel like a real scientist and to feel like I had an impact on these experiments and I was able to make these observations like people would do in labs and things like that. And so the program was super engaging, not to mention the tons of friends I made. And I really, really looked up to my mentors, many of whom were college students that looked like me and were doing things that, were really, really cool to me. So I stuck with the program kind of all throughout elementary school and middle school. And then in 8th grade, I became a junior mentor, which is really, really cool. Because I remember initially being a little bit sad that I wasn't going to be able to be a participant anymore. But being a junior mentor was so rewarding in its own right. As a junior mentor, you kind of get to help co-lead a club with a mentor, an adult mentor. And it was really, really cool because I still got to connect with the younger participants. And even though I was kind of maybe in a little bit more of a teaching role, it definitely was a bi-directional relationship. So, I was helping the children, but they were also helping me. And, it gave me a lot of confidence going to high school and doing upper level STEM classes, having this community of participants that really looked up to me, and also being able to build kind of even closer bonds with my mentors, who I still looked up to immensely, and talk to them about things that I was wondering about with college and careers and things like that. So that was a really meaningful experience for me to have in high school, and to continue to have this really supportive, amazing community in Science Club for Girls that I always knew was going to be there. I always knew really believed in me unconditionally. And so, I went to I went to Harvard, and being in the Boston area, I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. I can still be connected to Science Club for Girls. So in college, I did a lot of work to recruit mentors from the Harvard community to become mentors for like the programming in the Boston and Cambridge areas for Science Club for Girls. And so that was really amazing. And though the pandemic has been extremely disorienting and things like that, I do think that Science Club for Girls did an amazing transition to virtual learning and allowed me to even continue mentoring, even as I have moved around a little bit. And thankfully I'm back now, but it's just been an amazing longitudinal experience that has stuck with me. And I know I will always be a part of this community. And I'm very happy, and I really will do anything I possibly can to give back to this organization, because they really have shaped me into everything I am today.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It really shows how beneficial this organization is, where it like gave you like the fundamentals of an early STEM education, and how that really impacted you in high school and now in college as well. And then you being able to give that back to the community and providing mentorship to younger kids, that is definitely amazing. And what is the main thing that you feel is like the most impactful?
I think what's been really impactful for me has been the curriculum for Science Club for Girls, because these concepts are super complex, right? We're talking about things that, I was simultaneously also learning in college with regards to like chemistry and physics and building circuits and things like that. And to present material in a way that's inviting and engaging to younger participants. And I think for me, it's very powerful. It's always powerful to see that aha moment, that light bulb go off, that epiphany, when they understand like this is the science behind this really complicated topic that, maybe they wouldn't have felt comfortable engaging with or even thinking about too deeply, because it may have felt too complicated. But I think once that information becomes accessible, that really leads to this confidence that is so empowering to see and to witness. And I think that that's kind of what I really love about Science Club for Girls, is because it makes this information so accessible to such a diverse group of participants. And it fosters confidence in that way, and really kind of gives you not only like, oh, I understand how this works around me, but, I have the potential to work on other scientific problems as well. And I have the potential to make this my career and answer these research questions for years to come. So I think that has been what has been most impactful and meaningful to me, is to see that understanding, to see that aha moment, and to see that confidence build incrementally over the course of the semester.
Yeah, I think you described it perfectly. That aha moment was really what I was trying to kind of work together. But yes, that definitely giving children that confidence early on is what really helps them continue and kind of decide their path and feel like they're actually capable of doing these big, amazing, and challenging things in STEM that a lot of kids don't have the resources. So you guys opening those doors for them is definitely so meaningful.
There's such a misconception that the reason for underrepresentation is lack of interest. When you make programs that are engaging and accessible and are relevant to girls and gender expansive youth's lives, they will be pounding down the doors to get at these programs, which we see at Science Club. Our programs are free so that those who need it the most have access. And so to continue to expand, we need to engage more partners in this work to bring high quality STEM education to more youth in the greater Boston area. What we are doing at Science Club is creating the pipeline for the future diverse, skilled STEM workforce. And, we bring together several issues at Science Club, such as the shortage of STEM workers, the dramatic underrepresentation of our prioritized communities, the need for increased scientific literacy, that really makes for stronger and safer neighborhoods. At Science Club, we're all about creating leaders to be STEM leaders in their own neighborhoods and communities. And we really feel strongly that every girl, no matter what her family's means or background, deserves access to high quality, fun STEM education. And we believe that gender and that representation matters for girls and gender expansive youth, so that they can have role models that look like them and share similar life experiences. And so we just love to enlist your community with us to really transform the face of STEM.
And what are your hopes for the future of Science Club for Girls?
Right now, I'm applying to medical school, and I think that, I kind of tell a lot of people this, that Science Club for Girls has really imparted a lot of skills that I think I will carry with me in my future as a physician, as someone who I want to serve, underserved and marginalized communities predominantly. So I think that Science Club for Girls, being able to think critically, being able to kind of understand the scientific process a lot better, understand how to work with people, how to work on a team, which is something that was really, the club gave me the opportunity to do that from such a young age. And then also being resilient, understanding that sometimes things aren't going to work exactly the way you want them to. And that happens in science and that happens in life. And that's something that you can apply to, your academic work, but also your personal life and your career as well. And I think that community that Science Club for Girls has is so strong and has, given me so many of my amazing friends. And I think that community is going to be a community I fall back on, and a community that uplifts me throughout all the stages of my life. But I don't really think I'll ever be completely done with Science Club. That community is always forever.
I'm definitely very inspired by the work that you guys do. And I'm sure that there's so many children out there that could benefit from these programs. And I hope that more continue to join and are able to experience these hands-on and fun science experiments.
If you are currently in a STEM field and you love your work and you love science and you love to share that love with younger people, it's always amazing to have really committed and dedicated mentors. The time commitment is only a couple of hours a week, but the reward that you will get is amazing and tenfold, obviously. So if you are someone who is interested in STEM and wants to kind of expand, share your love with younger people and get more people involved with the work you do and engage with people, and build really meaningful connections that last a while, you should definitely consider mentoring at one of Science Club for Girls' many clubs.
And I'll just echo that and say you get to work with amazing emerging leaders like Kaelyn, and just an array of people from not only different demographic backgrounds, but also people who are involved in different STEM disciplines, who are involved in education, in the corporate sphere, in government sphere, and museums. So there really is just a huge variety of individuals who make up our incredible community that's just very dynamic, creative, and innovative around bringing STEM to more girls and gender expansive youth.
That's perfect. I'm very glad that you guys added those. Those are great points, and hopefully more people out there will want to join Science Club for Girls, and more will want to mentor. And yeah, I'm very excited to keep seeing how this organization grows and the impact that you guys continue to have on young girls and their future in STEM.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity, Victoria. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much.